Welcome to our Tableau tutorial series. In today's video, we'll dive into two powerful features within Tableau, that is sets and groups. Understanding sets and groups is essential for mastering data organization and visualizations in Tableau. Let's talk about each one of these separately. I encourage you to check out my videos on individual groups and sets to better dive into each one, but let's try to compare both and see what the differences are and how they're similar. From a similarity perspective, they're both used for categorization and grouping of data, but from an implementation standpoint, they're kind of completely different. Sets in Tableau are dynamic groupings or subsets of data based on certain conditions or criteria. There's two types of sets you can create. One is a dynamic set and one is a static set, and we'll take a look at each one of those. Groups in Tableau are static collections of data items that are grouped together for aggregation or visualization purposes. So let's dive into examples and see both of them in action. I'll open up a brand new sheet here. I'm connected to my Superstore data set that comes naturally with Tableau. I'm using Tableau Public for this demo. So if I take a look at the city field and I drag that over to my rows shelf, you can see a listing of all the cities that transactions have taken place in this data set. And if I take sales and I drag that onto columns shelf, you can see a bar chart got created. And as I mentioned before, there's, first let's take a look at sets. There's two ways to create sets. One is a static way of doing things, and that is just by selecting a portion of your data set, right-clicking and creating a set. And if I hit OK, you'll notice a new field got created here. So if I take this field and I drop it on the rows shelf, the output for a set is whether a given data set or given attributes are in the set or out of the set. And this is very useful if you wanted to compare sales with, for example, if you wanted to compare, sales with these cities against cities that are outside of your set. So this is static. Let's take a look at how you do dynamic sets. So I'll open up a brand new worksheet. I'll do the same thing, drag cities over here, and I'll take my sales, I'll drop it onto column shelf. I'll right click on cities, create set. So in this example, let's just say I wanted to find all instances where the letters AL appear in the city, name of the city, or they begin with AL. So how do you do that? So this window that popped up after I right click on city is similar to how filters window looks. So if I click on condition and click on by formula, I can go here and type in left, just like you would in a calculated fields window, the name of your field, and I want to target the first two characters in my field, equals to AL. Obviously, I know that my city names begin with a capital A, and that's how I'm able to put that in there. But if I didn't, I can also just move this down to a lower and apply AL, in lowercase, and that'll work as well. So if I hit OK here, as you can see, another attribute got created here for set. If I drag this over, as you can see, all of the names that begin with AL have been put into the in part of my set, and everything else is out. So this is dynamic, obviously, because it's based on a formula. You can also do this, do dynamic group sets using top function. So if I wanted to say get the top 10 sales, top 10 cities by sales, I can do that as well. And I'll get a brand new set. I'll remove this set. I'll drag that over here. You can see these are my top 10 performers within my data set. So those are sets. As I mentioned to you before, the default output for a set is whether it's in or out. I can obviously change this, and I can say show members in set, and you can see the actual names of those members that are part of this, the in part of the set as well. So in this case, I no longer have a need for city. I can drop that. I can just use the set and show my visualization as such. Again, this is dynamic, so it's controlled by either the top function, or you can do it via conditions, or you can just directly choose from a list and pick and choose the items that you want to display in your set. So that's sets. Let's take a look at how grouping works. So I'll do the same thing. I'll take city, drop it onto my rows shelf, and I'll take sales and I'll drop it onto the column shelf. Now in this instance, if I wanted to club, if I right click here and I go create and I go group, if I wanted to club New York City into New York City and some of the other areas into the New York metropolitan area, I can just simply come down here and choose New York City, New Rochelle, hold down Control, and then also Newark. And if I wanted to group these and show them, rather than showing them as individual items, I wanted to show them just as New York metro area. You can see I got a brand new field on my left hand side. If I drag this and drop it onto the rows shelf, if I scroll down far enough, let's just see if I actually and I look for New York, as you can see, New York metro area. If I want to actually just remove everything else, I only want to focus on New York metro area. You can see New Rochelle, New York City, and Newark have been clubbed into New York metro area. And in this case, if I remove city, it'll just be New York metro area. Hopefully this helps. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.